Now let's move on to the third elimination match. The favorite Argentina takes on the Ecuador team. The match will be played at the stadium aptly named La Bomboniera, which means a box of chocolates, referring more to the shape of the object than to the well-known episode from the Forrest Gump movie, because the facility was opened in 1940, so long before the film was broadcasted. The arena, which seats over 57,000 spectators, is also home to the local Boca Juniors club. Like many South American stadiums, it was also a place of epochal concerts, to mention at least Lenny Kravitz, Sir Elton John and the Backstreet Boys. Lionel Scaloni, who is not very experienced coach yet, is currently managing the Argentinian bench. The 42-year-old is a former footballer known from Deportivo La Coruña or Lazio. He learned coaching as an assistant to Jorge Sampaoli in Sevilla. Right now, it's clear that his idea for the national team is of course building a squad around Leo Messi, but surrounding him mainly with young players and those who are extremely hungry for success, such as Lautaro Martinez, Nicolas Dominguez or Lucas Martinez. Scaloni took over the national team of Argentina after the World Cup in Russia. He is facing a very big challenge, which will be the best use of Messi's still phenomenal disposition, for whom the World Cup in Qatar may be, but not necessarily, the last in his career. On the other side of the barricade, we have another Argentinian, Gustavo Alfaro, a very experienced coach who has been in the position of Ecuador's coach since August 2020. Before him, Jordi Cruyff had to resign from his job as a coach due to pandemic restriction and traveling to South American continent. Alfaro knows Argentinian football inside out because he has coached a dozen or so clubs teams from this country. He doesn't have the worst statistics, but he was rather unlucky in winning trophies. Argentina will play in its fortress without Paulo Dybala and Sergio Aguero, who have health problems, while the coach did not include in the squad, for example, Angel Di Maria, which is incomprehensible for many observers. Ecuador, on the other hand, will perform without a few stars, such as Antonio Valencia, who stays without the club, or Christian Ramirez, who is not playing in national team from personal reasons, although he has not revealed exactly what these reasons are. Lazio Rome player Felipe Caicedo doesn't want to return to the national team for the time being. Nevertheless, it should be an interesting match. Ecuador, despite its low position in the FIFA ranking, in the elimination tournament is always a very demanding opponent, able to win points from the main favorites, and Argentina doesn't need to be recommended. Leo Messi had resigned or wanted to quit playing for the national team more than once, mainly because it is very difficult for him to acknowledge his defeat, especially when it happens in the final match, as it was in Copa America 2016 or the 2014 World Cup. But one also have to admit that when the national team needs him return, he doesn't resist too long. Let's see what happened at La Bombonera Stadium, the game between Argentina and Ecuador. Leo Messi on your screen. Gustavo Alfaro, Ecuador's coach, Angel Mena, Ecuador's winger, Ener Valencia, Ecuadorian striker, one of the stars of the team, Alexander Dominguez, the 195cm tall goalkeeper, and Leo Messi with Lucas Martinez. Gustavo Alfaro again. Argentina squad on your screen. It's worth mentioning very strong midfield with Rodrigo de Paul and Leandro Paredes, and Messi new supporters in attack, Lucas Ocampos and Lautaro Martinez. Now let's look at Ecuador's team. We recognize few players from the World Cup in Brazil, but those young players are very interesting, such as Pervis Estupiñán, a side defender of the Spanish Villarreal, and Moises Caicedo, just a 19-year-old great talent who plays for Independiente del Valle in Ecuador. And kickoff. Nice interception by Angelo Mena, and Ener Valencia tries to test Franco Armani, but he's up to challenge. Leo Messi to Lautaro Martinez. Lionel Scaloni on your screen. Robert Arboleda was very close to the Argentinian sniper. Quick action on the right side by Lucas Ocampos. He passes Arriaga easily, but Estupinian slide, and we have a penalty kick. The thoughtless behavior of the young Pervis Estupiñán. He definitely overreacted. He didn't even hit the ball, just put Ocampos down. Evident penalty kick. The protest of Arboleda and Arriaga are pointless. Leo Messi walks to the ball and gives Argentina the lead with a confident shot. Argentina, Ecuador 1-0. Domingo sensed Messi, but even his 195 centimeters and his great jumping ability couldn't do anything here. I think that goalkeeper left too much space on one side, and Messi took advantage of it like a professor. Now Leandro Paredes, rough tackle. And spectacular fall of Renato Ibarra. It will be the first yellow card this match. This time, Leandro Paredes is fouled, and the attacker Ener Valencia gets yellow card. Renato Ibarra crosses from the free kick, and it was close, but Eric Ferrigra fouled Armani and was caught offside too. That's the end of the first half. Argentina is leading 1-0. But the game is still open. Ecuador is not giving up. And the second half kicks off. Paredes to Martinez, and then quickly to Ocampos. A nice shot and great save from Alexander Dominguez. Let's see the replay. Great shot, and this time the centimeters of Dominguez came in handy. Brilliant pass by Lautaro Martinez, the star of Inter Milan. Leandro Paredes started this action. That's Lucas Ocampos. Angelo Preciado appeared on the pitch, but Ener Valencia had no chance to reach the ball. The game gets more rough in the middle line. First Ibarra from Ecuador with aggressive tackle, and then foul from Marcos Acuna. Ener Valencia in another long pass chase, but this time Franco Armani in Manuel Neuer style kicks the ball out of the field. This time Estupinian tries to redeem himself for a foul in the first half, but Armani is in control. Leo Messi crosses from a corner, Arboleda clears from the penalty spot, and Martinez shots. Dominguez saves easily. Leo Messi starts the attack, a strong pass to Martinez, the ball comes back to Messi, he shoots but no goal. Good intervention by Angelo Preciado, another talented young player of Independiente del Valle. As we can see in the replay, this ball after Messi's shot bounced back from Robert Arboleda's shoulder. Messi's shot was heading into the goal, so once again, the good reaction from Ecuador's defenders. Moises Caicedo on the ball, a smart pass to Angelo Mena, but the experienced Nicola Otamendi is where he should be. A chance for Arboleda, but Leandro Paredes makes fantastic save. Great defense, and what an attack from Ecuadorian center back. Messi takes a free kick, but Ecuadorian team defends well. Messi again, a lovely pass to Ocampos, but Robert Arboleda is in top shape today. The game ends the same as the first half. Argentina collects the first 3 points. Time for the statistics of this game. Argentina dominated in the ball possession, the number of corners and also number of shots. The Ecuadorians had problems to target the goal well. The other numbers are reasonably similar. It was definitely a fighting match, a lot of fouls, but few cards after all. The veterans received the best assessment in Argentina team. Despite their commitment, the young players also made more mistakes. But Leo Messi can count this match as successful. It also looks that Lautaro Martinez and Lucas Ocampos can be a good support for him, especially because they position themselves well and they are really fast. Ecuador, on the other hand, played excellent in defense. Robert Arboleda was a true libero and Ángel Preciado in the second half complemented him perfectly. They had bigger problems in the attack, where they encountered an organized defense of Albiceleste. Ener Valencia was a bit lonely at the front. The fight in the middle field was extremely fierce, a lot of interceptions on both sides. Time for the stars of the match. Lionel Messi, what else can you say about him? 6-time best footballer in the world according to France Football. 5-time winner of the Golden Boot. 19-time top scorer in various competitions. 4-time winner of the Champions League, one of the best players in the history of football. Very often compared to Diego Maradona, but how very different from him. He has spent his entire career at FC Barcelona so far, but he is unlikely to make it to the end. He hates to lose, can't handle defeat. His earnings are sky high. His daily salary is about 254,000 euro. Messi manages a real estate company and owns several hotels. In 2016, he was also convicted, together with his father, of tax fraud. In private life, since 2009, he has been associated with Antonella Roccuzzo, whom he has known since childhood, both raised in Rosario. They have 3 sons. Leo Messi has a tattoo of his mother Celia on his left arm. Robert Arboleda, the 29-year-old, has been a São Paulo player for 3 years, although he does not always manage to keep his place in the first squad. Recently, there has been a lot of talk about his departure from this club. He even posted a photo of himself in the jersey of another Brazilian club, Palmeiras, which infuriated the fans and the club. In the national team, however, he has a place in the center of defense and is considered to be the best player in this position. Arsenal and Olympique Lyon showed interest in him, but ultimately nothing came of it. Perhaps there are also numerous scandals and inappropriate behaviors of this rebellious player on the way. After one such outrage, he was excluded from Copa America tournament. The fourth match of the first round of the CONMEBOL qualifying zone is the duel between Colombia and Venezuela. Estadio Metropolitano Roberto Melendez, commonly known as El Metro, where this game will be played, is Colombia's largest stadium with a capacity of nearly 47,000 fans. The arena is located in Barranquilla and the local team Atlético Junior plays there. In 2004, the farewell match of the legend of Colombian football, Carlos Valderrama, was played at this arena, in which guest appearances include Diego Maradona, José Luis Chilavert, and Faustino Asprilla. The stadium is named after another Colombian star, from the 1930s and 1940s, Roberto Melendez, who was strongly associated with Barranquilla and Atlético Junior. The coach of the host is the famous Portuguese Carlos Queiroz, longtime assistant to Alex Ferguson in Manchester United. The 67-year-old born in Mozambique has quite a rich CV, both when it comes to club teams like Sporting Lisbon, Nagoya Grampus, Real Madrid, and the national teams. He has led the youth team and the Portuguese senior team, the latter even twice. Also, he coached the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, South Africa, Iran, and from February 2019, Colombia. He has also led teams in last 3 World Championships. In 2000, Portugal, under his leadership, was eliminated in the first knockout phase by Spain. In 2014 and 2018 with Iran, it was impossible to advance group stage by the team, but the Asian powerhouse presented itself very well. The Portuguese spent almost 8 years in Iran, and he managed to significantly level up this team. Surprisingly, the team of Venezuela is headed by another Portuguese, José Peseiro, who has developed as a coach, being Carlos Queiro's assistant at Real Madrid. These two gentlemen did not achieve success together because the Los Blancos took only 3rd place in the Primera División, but this opened the way for Peseiro for better clubs. It was in the next one that he achieved the greatest success when he reached the UEFA Cup final in 2005 with Sporting Lisbon, losing to the Moscow team 1-3. The Portuguese trained, among others, Al Hilal, Panathinaikos, Rapid Bucharest, Sporting Braga or FC Porto, but without much successes. Peseiro has experience with national team of Saudi Arabia. He has been the Venezuelan coach since February 2020. Colombia is undeniable favorite of this match. They will play in Barranquilla in a very strong lineup. Only a few players could not make it due to coronavirus cases in the team, such as David Ospina from Napoli and Matheus Uribe and Luis Diaz from FC Porto. Venezuela is the only team from the CONMEBOL zone that has never played at the World Cup. It came close a couple of times, but they still failed to achieve this goal. So there is definitely a huge motivation on their side. The team may be missing Venezuela's best scorer in the history, Salomon Rondon, who failed to leave China, and Jordan Osorio, a capable center-back who is a newcomer to Italian Parma. Let's see what happened at Estadio Metropolitano. Colombia meeting Venezuela in the first game of the qualifiers. Game, of course, without the supporters. And the Colombia squad: Camilo Vargas, Santiago Arias, Yerry Mina, Davinson Sanchez, Johan Mujica, Wilmar Barrios, Jefferson Lerma, Juan Cuadrado, James Rodriguez, Luis Murier, and Duvan Zapata. Venezuela, their lineup is not so full of stars. Wilker Farines, Roberto Rosales, Wilher Angel, John Chancellor, Ronald Hernandez, Tomas Rincon, Yangel Herrera, John Murillo, Jefferson Savarino, Sergio Cordova, and Darwin Makis. And we kick off. Davison Sanchez successfully blocks the pass to Sergio Cordova. Now chance for Juan Cuadrado, but he shoots over the goal. Now Johan Mujica is fouled. Darwin Makis fighting and wins the corner. The cross. Now James Rodriguez on the other side, but Venezuelans are clearing the ball off. Juan Cuadrado attacks from the right, crosses. Duvan Zapata and a goal. 1-0 for Colombia. And let's hear how sounds typical South American commentator in this situation. Another chance for Colombia. Jefferson Lerma delivers, but Duvan Zapata shot straight into Farines' hands. Yandel Herrera crosses. Luis Muriel from a free kick, but Davinson Sanchez missed the ball. Duvan Zapata in attack, but this time blocked by Chancellor. Rosales on the other side. Murillo pass to Cordova, but Yeremina blocks the shot. Rosales crosses, but this time Mojica is on right place. Johan Mojica now on the attack. Hernandez stumbles, Mojica crosses, Muriel is off guard, and we have a second goal, 2-0 for Colombia. Chancellor is angry at right side defenders. Colombia's well-deserved goal. Venezuela has big problems today. The ball might have accidentally hit Chancellor on the way, but eventually it landed at Muriel's feet and Atalanta striker had no problems to convert. Good cooperation between Atalanta Bergamo players. Carlos Queiroz can be pleased. Ronald Hernandez crosses and wins a corner. Lerma, powerful shot from outside the penalty area. Farines has problems, the ball bounces off the post, but he managed to grab it before approaching Zapata. Johan Mojica clears the penalty area once again. Now Roberto Rosales hits from distance, the post. Fantastic shot of Leganes player. He's definitely an outstanding player in the Venezuelan team, even though he failed at second goal. Mojica crosses and Rosales is very vigilant, this time in defense. Luis Muriel in individual action, Chancellor is too slow, and a goal, 3-0 for Colombia. This is becoming to be high win on Estadio Metropolitano. Great run from Luis Muriel. He passed through Chancellor and shot giving no chance to Farines. Now dance of joy for Los Cafeteros. And end of first half. Second half kicks off. Maki's free kick, but fails. Makis again, but unable to break through Colombia's defense. Hernandez crosses, but Yeremina with the header. Ronald Hernandez from distance, and great shot and saved by Vargas. Ronald Hernandez is getting more and more in the game in the second half, and long shots are La Vinotinto's best weapon so far. James Rodriguez towards Morelos, and this time Angel with good intervention. Darwin Makis is trying again. He cannot pass through Stefan Medina. Rosales clearing the ball. Venezuela looks better in defense now, but the Colombians are not attacking strongly anymore. Frank Fabra showed up on the pitch, 2 of his actions, and Chancellor clears the ball from the penalty area. Now great chance from Radamel Falcao, and somehow Farines saves it. The match ends 3-0. Colombia won quite easily. A very good start to the campaign. Venezuela must definitely change the style of the game, as they haven't shown much on the pitch. Let's see the statistics. Colombia was definitely in control of the ball. They played wisely, the defense was well positioned and vigilant, winning practically all duels in the air in their penalty area. The attack, on the other hand, was quite effective, making the best out of the few created situations, mainly thanks to Atalanta's fast players Johan Mojica and Luis Muriel. After the first half leading 3-0, Colombia did not have to push forward anymore, but still substitutes put more pressure at the end of the game. Venezuela was lost in defense at first, they lacked quality and speed. The attack was played mainly with long passes to Cordova, who was unable to win the duels in the air against Colombia's defenders. It got more dangerous when Rosales and Hernandez were shooting from distance, but then Camilo Vargas was doing great. Marvin Maki's play was disappointing, there were bigger expectations from this creative midfielder. Luis Muriel is definitely a figure worth praising for this match. The Atalanta player is in big form recently, although he has previously been accused of irregularity in the national team. He has actually just started to shoot more for his country. The 29-year-old is great in speed and dribbling. In 2013, he was awarded as a Serie A revelation alongside with Stefan El Shaarawy. He has been associated with the Italian league for almost his entire career, having good performances in Udinese and Sampdoria, but in Atalanta he spread his wings. Yangel Herrera is an important strategic element of Diego Martinez, coach of Spanish Granada. This team is doing extremely well in the Primera División. One of the reasons is the high pressing tactic, where Yangel is very comfortable with. He is ranked as one of the best intercepting players in the Spanish league. He plays on loan in Granada, nominally a Manchester City player. Herrera is also a strong point of the national team, and the player is only 22 years old. Time for the final match of the first round of the qualifiers in South America. Brazil will host Bolivia at the Neoquímica Arena, formerly known as the Corinthians Arena in São Paulo. The new name refers to the sponsor, the largest pharmaceutical company in Brazil, Hypera Pharma. Neoquímica is one of the company's laboratories. The facility can accommodate over 49,000 spectators, and during the 2014 World Cup, its capacity was temporarily increased to over 68,000. At this stadium, Brazil beat Croatia 3-1 in the opening match of the World Cup. Neoquímica is a very modern structure. On the eastern wall of the building, there is one of the largest LED screens in the world, measuring 170 by 20 meters high. The Bolivians traveled to this meeting without a few regular players, just to mention Diego Bejarano, Alejandro Chumacero, Marcelo Moreno and Juan Archa. Part of the team stayed in La Paz to prepare there and accommodate to these high altitude conditions. For Brazil, this match looks quite easy, because Bolivia could be dangerous, but mainly on its territory. Welcome to Neoquímica Arena for a game between Brazil and Bolivia. We see Neymar warming up. Now Canarinho's goalkeeper Weberton. Brazil is playing in the strongest lineup. Chichi doesn't want to risk. Bolivian, 5 players of the team are under 23 years old, but this is the strategy of Farias to introduce young players to the team. Now the Brazil squad, deadly in attack with Coutinho, Everton, Neymar and Firmino, and quite anonymous players from Bolivia, mainly playing in the Bolivia league. Let's kick off first half. Renan Lodi crosses and Everton is very close to open the scoring. Everton is one of the 2 players of the first team Canarinhos who plays in the Brazilian league. Neymar dribbles. Now Renan Lodi. Everton crosses. Marquinhos. A second miss, almost 100% chance lost by Brazilians. Canarinhos in attack. Neymar on the left. A good block by Jesus Sagredo. Casemiro crosses, but the Bolivian clears out. Everton. Renan Lodi. Everton again. The Canarinhos continue to attack. A pass to Neymar, but the Brazil's ace didn't get the ball under control. Today Bolivia has a hard life, but they fight bravely. Now Coutinho. Not touch with the hand. Everton again. Corner from the right. Danilo crosses. Marquinhos and 1-0. Perfectly headed by the off-guarded defender of Paris Saint-Germain. Brazil leads 1-0 against Bolivia. In 15 minutes, Brasilia breaks the deadlock. Neymar offside, but Coutinho's excellent pass. Everton is on the right. Canarinhos still pushing. Now Neymar passing to Coutinho, but Bolivia's defense is responding well. Renan Lodi, Canarinho are trying to attack with the left side. Coutinho individually, but Carlos Lampes saves perfectly. This is probably the best goalkeeper parade in this round. Great save by Bolivian goalkeeper. Now Renan Lodi from distance. Everton again. And Coutinho from distance above the goal. Lodi crosses. Neymar. Renan Lodi cross and goal. Roberto Firmino checks in on the list of scorers. Great teamwork by Canarinhos, and again cool pass from Neymar. 2-0 for Brazil. Chichi could be satisfied with the first half of the game. Canarinos keep attacking. Douglas Luiz. Neymar. Coutinho with Neymar. Free kick Casemiro, and Lampe is responding very well again. Coutinho delivers. Neymar is trying to find a place, but Lampe is blocking. Great save. One of the few Bolivian actions. Douglas Luiz from distance, missed. Neymar got lost in dribbling. Coutinho and strong defense. Second half. After the first half, the Brazilians are leading 2-0. Neymar to Firmino and 3-0. Another high-speed Canarinos action. Firmino's second goal in the game. This time the ball went between Carlos Lampe's legs. Bruno Miranda, and nice shot. Bolivia can also hit from distance. Weverton saves. Now Antonio Bustamante, and it was close. Counter-attack. Neymar pushes the pace towards Firmino, but Carlos Lampe comes out in time to block the Liverpool forwarder. Sagredo from the free kick. Menacho loses the fight for the ball. Neymar again, but misses. And this is a moment of magic by Neymar. Coutinho goes right and crosses there. Goal! 4-0. The ball touched Rodrigo on the way and then bounced off the Bolivian defender Carrasco and entered the goal. Brazil 4, Bolivia 0. Now Neymar crosses. Coutinho and 5-0. Another lace action by Canarinos. A beauty. Rodrigo again. And that's it. Brazil beats Bolivia quite easily at Neoquímica Arena 5-0. Let's look at the statistics. Brazil had huge advantage in this match. Bolivians managed to fire only 3 shots. Laverde had also little effectiveness in long passes and were much worse in dribbling. Were it not for the very good performance of goalkeeper Carlos Lampe, the result for Canarinos could have been even more devastating. Brazil's top players by SofaScore were Neymar, Roberto Firmino and Felipe Coutinho. In Bolivia, Jesus Sagredo, the right back of the local Blooming, Boris Cespedes, a talented midfielder from the Swiss Servette Geneva, and Cesar Menacho, a young striker of Club Bolivar. As for the players of the match, we will come back to the Bolivian goalkeeper, but first let's appreciate Neymar's unselfish game today. It was obvious that this player is not playing for his statistics and is part of the team. He didn't manage to score a goal today, but ended up delivering 2 assists. The 28-year-old is Brazil's second goal scorer in history, behind the legendary Pelé. On 5th place when it comes to the number of games played, but in fact the footballer's best years are still ahead of him. Neymar Jr. was born on the same day as Cristiano Ronaldo. He is also the only Brazilian so far to appear on the cover of the Time magazine. It's hard not to mention the 222 million euro spent by Paris Saint-Germain to bring him to France, which is a real transfer record. Neymar is a very religious person and maintains a close relationships with his family, especially his sister. They even have common tattoos. Carlos Lampe is a 33-year-old goalkeeper of the Always Ready team, who also has over 20 appearances for the national team. Its value is only 400,000 euro, which looks pale when we compare to other players presented today, but the 192 cm player is a solid professionalist. The experienced goalkeeper played in the Chilean league and Argentinian, for example Boca Juniors, but in early 2020 he returned to Bolivia. Lampe's good performances in the qualifying rounds for the World Cup in Russia made him the first choice for the national team. In a match against Brazil in La Paz in 2017, he was the hero of the match when he made 11 successful goalkeeping parades. Even the coach of Canarinhos Chichi praised him for this performance. Carlos is a real athlete. He practices taekwondo. In the past, he was also a basketball player, hence his excellent jumping ability. Here's a reminder of all the results of South America's first round. Now the table. We can say that the top 4 favorites managed to win the first meetings. However, from experience, it can be said that nothing here will be easy and predictable. This is just the beginning of this tournament. The last round will take place at the end of March 2022. There's a lot of time for the CONMEBOL teams to surprise us. Thank you for your attention. If you like this movie, please give a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Wait for my next movies about the qualifiers for the World Cup. Not only about South American teams, but also Asian and African. So stay tuned and see you next time.